Hello there. Sorry I am so late, y'all. Getting my new setup set up, clearly not where I typically am. Took a little bit longer than I expected, and I am running behind. But we are here, and we're going to be talking about Carl Weber's The Family Business, Season 5, Episode number 7. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for people to come on in here. Now they know that we are live. And I appreciate everybody's patience and grace and working with me this time. I'm sorry I wasn't able to go live last week. But I told you guys I was definitely going to make it up to you. So here we are. Really? Sorry, y'all. I'm a little bit discombobulated. Just because I'm not in my normal setup. So I feel like a fish out of water in a lot of ways right now. But I'm going to give people enough time to come on up in here. Once you get in here, drop your ratings on a scale of 1 to 10 of what you rate last week's episode. 1 being the worst, 10 being the absolute best. Ding on there, perfect. Drop that in the chat. Okay. Let me pop out this chat real quick. Hey, Angela. Welcome in, boo. Hi, Marzell. Is Brother Minister going to get killed off? Child. They didn't show us last week, but that was the way that Donna got to make her bones. She got to make her bones now, not from going after Ruby, because Antonio going to have to handle Ruby himself, but she going to have to do it by handling Brother Minister. And while I don't want it to happen, I do think that if it happens, it could be a powerful move. Not necessarily giving Donna power, but like shaking the table a little bit, figuratively and literally, and putting them on notice. And then it creates like fallout so that these two groups have to go after each other, or like the table has to seek revenge, right? So it forces them to go on offense, kind of, versus waiting for Antonio and the Alliance to strike and to finish building up whatever the hell they're building up. This is going to actually force LC and the rest of the people at the table's hand, especially because they're killing him over the fact that he was trying to tip LC off in reference to what was going on behind his back and how they was coming for him. So if it happens, it could be a very powerful move. It would suck because I really do enjoy the character of Brother Minister. But I think that it could be a necessary thing, and it could just set up for a really, really great story moving forward. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that the audio was working fine. And let me turn this down a little bit. This is my little light, y'all. It's getting bright as hell because it's getting late, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to have the daylight. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. Drop your ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate the episode? Also, where do y'all want to start and what we going to talk about? I wonder where Kofi is. Actually, let me send him a DM. Hey, Shari, welcome in, boo. Let me raise this chat up a little bit because I can't see it's blocking. The light is blocking it. Angela gives it an 8. How many episodes are we looking at? We're getting 10 episodes this season, so there's 3 more episodes left. I did my synopsis breakdown for episode 8, which is what we're going to get on this this Thursday. I also am going to be dropping episode 9 and 10 synopsis breakdowns on the channel this week, so be on the lookout for that. But we are getting 10 episodes. I really wish that they would have timed the release of this season with the release of not the Black Hamptons, with the spinoff, The Family Business New Orleans, because it kind of sucks that we're about to like go to the end of the season and we're probably gonna have to wait at least 6 weeks before we get the Family Business New Orleans. And I say at least 6 weeks because they typically work on like a 6-week marketing cycle, bare minimum. So they'll do the announcement, they'll drop a teaser or a trailer, and then it'll be 6 weeks to build up to that. And we haven't seen the trailer yet. And I'm like, y'all had Marquise in episode 6. That would have been a perfect time to, like, after episode 6 dropped, the next day drop a teaser, and then like coming soon, like you don't even have to give us a date, but then once the season ends, we could have like got a full trailer, and then maybe 3 weeks. I wouldn't even do 4 weeks. 3 weeks after this ends, we go right into the Family Business New Orleans. That would have been like a really solid, dope 2.5 month run for Carl Weber's universe. And then he could have done the Black Hamptons whenever. I don't know if they even got renewed, but he could have done the Black Hamptons whenever. But I feel like this is definitely like a missed opportunity kind of with New Orleans, because like, yeah, we care, but like we care more now that we didn't got introduced to the character, and we about to have to sit and wait for, you know, to see more. And it's just like, it's kind of annoying. I don't know, it's annoying for me. It might not be annoying for y'all, but it's annoying for me. I don't know what is going on with this chat. I guess we're gonna thug it out like this. Angela gave the episode an 8. Shari gave it an 8. Orlando and Vegas get caught by the police shocked me. Yes, and I don't know how they're gonna make it out of that. It's like, my goodness. March 1964 gave it a 7. I don't like the way that they're dragging out the revelation about Junior's impending fatherhood. Me either. Marzell gave it a 10. You gave it a 10 out of 10? This episode kind of just felt like it was all over the place. Like, I'm not mad at it. It wasn't a bad episode. I probably would rate it a 7. It just feels like it's so much more setup. And I'm like, yo, you spent the first 4 episodes of the season doing setup. Like, I need us to get to, right? Like, I need us to be moving. I kind of feel like the story is getting a little bit stagnant in certain areas. Like the Paris and Niles thing, them breadcrumbing this out for us, it's not working for me. Like, if we don't see Niles next week, I don't want to hear about him no more. Like, I don't want to see no more bullets flying. I don't want to see no more blue roses. I don't want to hear about Niles unless I'm actually seeing him. And it doesn't mean that Paris has to see him, but like, y'all should have a scene where we get an insight in reference to what do he wants, what is going on. Like, yes, he could want revenge, but like, what's the details of that particular revenge? I'm tired. I'm weary, you know? Rio and Nevada, like, all roads lead to Roman. I need Rio to find Roman so Roman can beat him up swiftly, because I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of just the same old. They keep giving us, I feel like, the same plot points in different scene variations, and it's like, don't nobody care, girl. We already had this information. We already know. Let's move on. LC is crazy and like doing too much, and now we finally are getting Orlando and Vegas to get clued in on it, or at least something. But like, the moment that they get tipped off to it, now they also going to jail, so we're gonna have to figure out how to get them out of jail before we can even address the fact that LC is killing everybody in the Dixie Mafia. Like, I don't know, it just feels so chaotic. and not in the best way. Chippy cannot stop having sex with LC and like, woe is her. And I'm like, girl, you got all of this time in the day and you ain't making it over Donna house yet. You ain't called Junior's phone yet. We ain't got one scene yet where Junior's silencing your call or ignoring your text message. That leads me to believe that you are not calling him and you're not texting him. You're still the problem. As well as LC. LC, you can find all the time in the day to kill all of your enemies, but you cannot find time in the day to call your son and tell him you're sorry for lying about who his mama was. Like, I don't think we're focused on the right things. Virgo Queen says, I give it a 7. You love seeing Elijah. Elijah was the best part of the episode for me. Like, his face just makes me smile. I'm just like, ugh. The moment I see him, I'm just taken back to the story arc of like Sasha and Elijah. And I really just don't want her to be dead. Because like honestly, y'all, I have been trying so hard to like pull myself along. But for me, Sasha and Elijah have been the best thing about this series. I have not seen nothing yet that touches it, that comes close to how I felt about those characters, to how I felt about their storytelling. Like, nothing has come close to it. So like, in seeing him, it was a pleasant surprise. I was reminded of it. But then I'm also just like, ugh. Now we back to the bull. Rio and Nevada getting on my nerves. Paris being cute but still messy and a problem. Girl, you need to go tell your daddy that somebody's trying to kill him. Period. Curtis, if she don't want to tell, you need to tell. Orlando, what is your beef with Curtis? Let it go. This man has been bending over backwards. He has not taken his butt back home yet. He wants to go back home all because he is servicing y'all, doing everything that y'all asked for. And you still got nothing but smoke for him. Like, I'm going to need Orlando to get his mind right. I need a little bit more insight in reference to Vegas. Because they kind of got Vegas just kind of floating. And I'm like, okay, he out. Do he want to fall in love? Do he want to get his own house? Do he, like, what do Vegas want aside from just continuing to be a pillar in the damn family? Like, give me something. Is Shippy going to let Sonya know that she saw the sonogram? Who knows? She's too busy. Woe is in her. Woe was me. Woe was me. I ain't gonna be able to be the grandmama. Girl, you focusing on the wrong things. The wrong things, and that's not even the truth. Quiet is kept. March says Chippy and LC should have already snatched Junior up and let him know what actually happened. LC gonna mess around and get everybody caught up. Period. LC and Chippy not reaching out seems weird to me. What are your thoughts? It's very weird. And they're doing everything but. And I don't understand it. How is everybody moving back to normal? Paris, I get it. You got a lot on your mind, but you still found time to go ahead and ride on top of Bobby's thing. Paris ain't worried about it. Nobody is really concerned. Y'all just left Junior's ass out into the wind. And I'm like, are we just not going to deal with it? He denounced y'all as a family and we going to act like this don't even matter? I guess, hope he doesn't die trying to save Brother Minister. They cannot kill Elijah off. They can keep him nice and tucked because killing Elijah off will piss me off, okay? Why would they do that? Hey, Kimberly, welcome in. I hope he don't die either, but I want him to get his revenge. If Brother Minister passes, I want him to get his revenge. And I'm sorry, Donna, I don't necessarily want Lisa Ray to lead the show, but Donna gotta go. If she kills Brother Minister, I want Elijah to be able to get his lick back. I'm here for everybody getting their lick back. Chippy just worried about getting it in every time she sees LC. That's it. And LC has not even mentioned Junior's name aside from the conversation that he had with Larry. Like, what? They really making me mad. And it's like, the longer it goes, the more I'm like leaning towards, I don't like them as characters anymore because y'all are not who y'all claim to be. Y'all are not really family oriented. Y'all are not really stable. Y'all are not really steady. And yes, Junior is showing his whole behind being ridiculous, but most of the feelings that are driving him being ridiculous are 100% valid and y'all need to address it and y'all are not. So you're literally making it worse. While Sonya's living in your house, Chippy, that sonogram should have put a fire up under your butt to go after your son. And yet, and still you sitting up here playing lightsabers with your other grandson because you know what? One grandchild would just suffice since I can't have the other. Girl, I can't. Chippy is really, really on my list because I just expected so much more from her. She is really letting me down. Virgo Queen says Chippy and LC too worried about being horny teenagers again. Literally. Angel says, do you think that this part of the plan LC and Junior came up with? No. No. Mm-mm. I mean, that would be an interesting twist, but I feel like this couldn't be their plan, because even if, like, why would Elsie care? Almost. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Why would Elsie care enough to try to send Junior to go and set up the Italians? Like, what does he gain from that? I don't get what he would gain from it. And then also to include Donna, that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I don't believe that this is a plan that Elsie created. Because when we entered this series, well, not the series, this season, he was turning his sights to the South, right? Like, they're launching the family business New Orleans. They're trying to expand into the South, all across the South, not just Southeast, not just Florida, which is the whole point of bringing in Katie Shrugs, right? And the Italians could be pissed because of Vinny, but there's bigger fish to fry, you know? So, oh, I said I was going to text Kobe. And I forgot. Yeah, I don't got it being some kind of elaborate plan. I think that Junior really is trying to carve out something for himself. I think that Junior is going to turn his back on the alliance because ultimately he doesn't want to be disloyal, and he does still love the Duckets. He's just hurt. So he going to try to finagle something. But also he don't have a leash on his mama. Like, Donna's out here doing entirely too much. She put Brother Minister in the ground, and it changes everything. Right now, they just talked about some things. They threw some words around. They had a little bit of plan, but they ain't really do much of nothing. The moment that a bullet goes into Brother Minister and he is no longer breathing, this stopped being play. And this started being for serious. And there's consequences. You know? Vegas knows that Junior's involved with the Italians, but they're not following through with the storyline. We don't talk about the book here, March. Just the FYI. We just talk about what they've given us on the show, because I don't read the books. Virgo Queen says it's the fact that Junior still hasn't put two and two together, that he ain't actually the boss of this goofy alliance. Is hilarious. They put it right in his face. Like, y'all literally agreed, and he didn't even want to go along with it. Y'all agreed that Donna was going to make her bones by taking out Ruby. Then y'all go and have another conversation and decide behind his back. Don't even come and ask for his approval, his thoughts, his nothing. And that's just it. That is a glaring red flag, a red light. Yeah, you're not the boss. There's somebody else making decisions, and yet still here's your little doofy behind going along with it. Hi, Kinda Big. How are you, boo? Welcome in. They gonna all the Queen's Men's us with Niles. I hate it. Like, Christian Keys, stop signing on to these shows if you're not available to film because you're too busy and you too booked and busy. I'm tired now. I'm tired of the mystical concierge aloof sending text messages and threats and whatnot. I'm tired of Niles sending bullets and blue roses. Like, if you don't show your face, I don't want to hear anymore about your character. Because we are weary. Okay? We are weary. Styles Black says, oh, you already read that. Hey, Tanya. Welcome in, boo. You ain't missed much. We just got started. Donna don't love her kids. She's just all about the money. This episode is what honestly makes me feel like that. Like, at first I was like, okay, with the whole Junior thing, I feel like this could be Donna's second chance, right? Like, she gets to do right by this child. She loves this child. It's her child with LC, was also a man that she loves. It's her firstborn child. So now she can really, like, do better, do right by him now that Sasha gone. But in this episode, I really started to think like, yo, she really don't care about Junior, because she is also helping them walk him into a setup, only being concerned about herself and raising her status within this organization, and not keeping her head on the swivel on how they're moving around her son and not through her son if he was actually the leader. Donna didn't even tell Junior the new plan at all. And he's so concerned with her. He's checking on her constantly. And this is like, she's literally going to be his downfall. And then he going to be running his little goofy behind back to his real mama Chippy. So yeah, this episode is where I really start to think like, yo, Donna don't care about this boy. And it's so sad because she's playing it well. She's playing the doting mama pretty well, but she ultimately don't care. She can't possibly, because so many things are popping up and she ain't doing nothing about it. Even her desperate energy and wanting to be chose by these people, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, girl, you cannot want to be bad or made or whatever that bad, honey. Like, it's really not that serious. And for all of this, I would rather you want to go through LC and have him turn you into a gangster than go to Antonio, who's literally dragging you through the mud. Didn't Vegas see the Italian guy going into Donna's house? Yes, he did. But they haven't talked to Junior. And they also haven't addressed like that being an issue. They had Vegas say like, we got a problem, and then they never really addressed it. We never get to hear Vegas and LC having a conversation about it. We don't get to see LC doing anything as it pertains to Junior. It's so frustrating. Maybe Chippy and LC want Junior to see how Donna really moves. They could, but like, ultimately that's a risky thing, because what collateral damage are you willing to let happen in the meantime, in between time, while he figures out who his biological mom really is, you know? All these unanswered questions are annoying. Like, let's get to it already. We already 7 episodes in. Exactly. And that probably is also my sentiments. Like, again, the episode wasn't bad. It's just that we still have so many. We keep going through so many episodes and still having the same unanswered questions. And that's the part that's, like, frustrating. It's like, what are we doing here? Yes, we get a little cute cousin moment with Paris and Curtis. Curtis starting to grow on me. Shout out to Kofi. We get a cool moment with Curtis talking to Vegas, and then you still get the little animosity from Orlando and Curtis. When are we going to resolve that? Or if we not, when we going to see Curtis have a problem with Orlando keep kicking him dust? Paris and Bobby. Cool. Little cute moment. Cool. But like, when we going to get to it? LC keeps dropping all these white people. When we gonna see some real consequences? Because KD Shrug still, putting his tab on his lunch tab on LC's credit card and waving his finger at LC like, no, you gotta stop killing people. It's not enough. We need to start seeing some consequences. And I mean, by the end of the episode, we do get a consequence in that, like, the boys are going to take the fall for this dead body that apparently LC did. But, like, that's not the kind of consequences I was looking for. Because how they going to get him out of here? We just got Vegas out of jail. And he's gone back over some stuff that he didn't do. Trying to clean up after his goofy daddy. Like, I just can't. You hope Lil O gets his meds. I hope Lil O gets his name changed. We ain't even got that. They ain't even giving us resolution like that. Like, I need the name to be changed immediately. Immediately. The more I got to call this little boy Lil Vinny, the less I, like, actually want to care. I'm more concerned with Sonya's embryo than I am with Lil Vinny. You love you some Curtis. I don't know, the way his family was moving, his side of the family was moving in the Larry era. I didn't necessarily like it. Like, he to me seemed like the most loyal. Lauren pissed me off when she did what she did to Sonya. And he was the most loyal, but I was just like, I don't know, I don't trust it. Now, the more we go along, and the more that pieces been made, and they're just kind of moving about normally, I'm like, okay, cool. But I wasn't really a fan because I wasn't really sure most of season 4 if Curtis was going to betray them or not. And I think I'm still sitting with those feelings. What else do we need to talk about, y'all? They call him that, but that's not his real name. And I need that to be his real name. Like, I need a name change to happen legally. Because Ruby is dead wrong for naming that boy that anyway. Hey, Kofi, welcome in, boo. The whole ride looking for LC was just dumb to you. How is he gonna get back there at night if they drove 7? That is true. That is true. How did the police show up when Orlando and Vegas show? They drove 7 hours to the destination. Time seems off to me. 100%. I mean, I think it's the local police, but the fact that y'all didn't see nobody patrolling, and the police showed up immediately after y'all walked in. But this was quote unquote a like abandoned warehouse. That's why you like Curtis, because he wasn't down with his crazy family. I mean, I ain't trusted, because at the end of the day, that's his daddy. I ain't trusted. And his little brother was nuts, so I couldn't get with it. I would throw the whole daggone Larry lineage out before I get my hopes up with them. Yes, LC is Office Complete Rocker. Alright guys, the Discord is open, so if you want to sound off, you can join the live chat waiting room and I will bring you in. We got about 30 more minutes in this live because I do have to get off of here to go watch Homecoming after this. So if you want to sound off and you want to call in, link is in the chat right now. He going through a midlife crisis. Is it a midlife crisis, or is it some kind of psychological upset brought on by the psychological treatment that freaking Larry exposed him to? How many brothers and sisters do LC have? I would love to know that, because it's clear that it's way more than we have been told. And shout out to the person who posted on my breakdown, because I do have a breakdown for this video that's up already. And they said that Christopher, that we originally saw in the Black Hamptons, was also tied to Detroit Red. I don't actually remember that. So I assumed that he was tied to Carolyn Britton. So in some way, LC knows Carolyn Britton. Well, we know that he's tied to her in because they smashing in the Black Hamptons. But I thought that this was an attempt to tie LC to Carolyn Britton, but apparently not. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused with the Carl Weber universe at times. Like, for real, for real. Oh, hey, Tanya. Welcome in. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Tanya and Kofi have both called in. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Hope you're feeling better, and I hope Colby's feeling better too.
He's doing a little bit better. He is on some pain meds, so things have like evened out a little bit. Fingers crossed for tomorrow's appointment.
Okay.
And thank y'all for y'all's prayers.
No problem. We got you, E.
Yes.
What y'all want to sound off about?
Oh, LC. You done got your boys hemmed up. Like, what are you doing, my guy? You said you got a plan? Don't look like you got a plan to me.
Not a plan a third. Flying by the seat of his pants, okay?
All you do is, I'm not gonna lie, I legit laughed when he came home. He was in a suit. he just had this strut about him, like he's getting off killing all these people,
He
bro. Like
really
what?
is.
Yes.
Like, LC, please relax.
Yo, it's
Like,
like
you would
he's
think he's
moving
like
out
a
here
Like
like
giving his
16-year-old
mojo
again.
back.
he's
Right.
like moving. He's moving out here like he's Shaft. Like I'm a bad, shut your mouth. Like
Exactly.
it's
Mm-hmm.
getting ridiculous. I mean, and how many times do you need to get it in, bro? I know you like that too. Like, oh God,
How
y'all.
many times, Kofi said, how many times do you need, LC?
And
Oh
how many
my.
times do we need to see it?
That part.
Um,
And they want us to see it everywhere. They want us to see it in the bath, in the bed, in the car, everywhere they do it. They want us
Right.
to see it. It's
he's
too
moving like he
much.
has the energy of a 25-year-old, and he's probably in his mid. He's like in his mid 60s, early 70s, right?
I have no idea,
Probably.
but I would assume.
Yeah, it's not that. It's this. It's Orlando and Vegas getting arrested. It's Paris and Curtis not telling Elko LC what's going on. It's Rio and Nevada trying to be like the Hardy Boys, bad boys going after what's his name?
Not the
And
Hardy
it's
Boys.
yeah,
Roman.
Roman, and oh my goodness, it's just too much gunk. And then brother minister about to get killed, which is a shame, but he self-sacrificed. Uh, they don't want them problems. Them black Muslims don't play. Sorry, they're like they,
First of all,
oh,
why is he sneaking right there by a window or a door, whatever,
That
telling
part.
him all of this when you could have sent it in a text or something?
He could have left.
Right.
He could have left himself. Like, you gonna send your one and only protector, and then you have no backups. Like, are we going to use our common sense at some point? This is given very much so like,
Exactly.
LC, I got a plan. Is the plan in the room with us?
it just makes no sense. If you were gonna do this, you should have been more player about it, be more discreet. You know what I mean? Like it's just a shame. It's an unearned death, but it's like it's a predictable. Like, come on, my
Mm-hmm.
guy, you knew this was gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
Very
yeah,
predictable.
very
And it just
predictable.
reaffirms Donna's desperate energy because, girl, also, like, I don't know. I didn't necessarily regard Donna highly, but I think because Lisa Ray plays her, I did give her some type of reverence. And like the
Mm.
more her character does this season in this desperate space, I'm just like looking at her in complete and utter disgust because like you want to be liked by these Italians in this fake table so bad. Like you want to be a bad bitch so bad. You want to be a gangster so bad. Like girl,
Right. She's still holding on all that stuff after how many years? She done married his brother. She had the money and stuff. It's like she just wanted to chill with the money. So I don't understand this whole thing about trying to get with the Italians and think she's gonna be like a head of an organization, which she knows that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And you're putting your son in danger. I fear that we have reached the tipping point. Like I think some bodies are about to get dropped, or Junior
mm-hmm.
will get seriously hurt, and it'll be a shame. And I know you talked about this in your opposite video about how you're ready for Sonya to confront him. I'm afraid that at that moment when they do that confrontation happens, something bad might happen, and she might end up being collateral damage as well. So it's like I feel like something's coming. I really do. Like something
Mm.
bad's about to really happen, and then Junior is gonna look
Mm.
real foolish. And oh yeah, and
Something that might cause her to lose the baby or something.
yes, something like that, where
That's
she
why
gets
and
I'm
really.
he
kind of
and
pissed
he
that she
brought that
hasn't
on
just went out and
himself.
told him.
He brought this on
Yeah,
himself. If that does happen, he
Mhm.
brought this on himself, and I want him to feel every bit of that shame and guilt that's gonna come with it.
Yep.
yeah. So
He
it's
definitely
Cause
need to be
none of
shaming
this
himself.
actually
Sonya ain't
had
had
the
nothing to do with that stuff.
nothing. She had absolutely nothing to do with it.
yeah. You're too much in your feelings. So why are you taking it out on her? She
Right.
didn't do anything.
She better than me because it's the being married and you abandoning me immediately once you in emotional turmoil for me because that's all I needed to see. I'd have been out of that
That
marriage
part.
so fast. You ain't got to abandon me no more than the one time that you do. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
And when I would
well,
have went over that house, I would have shoved that picture right in his face as soon as he opened that door.
I already
yeah.
said in my breakdown how petty I am because I would have the hospital calling him. Like, yes, you're scheduled for your abortion. I would have that. I would 100% have them do it.
You think
Mm-hmm.
he
She,
would care if she went
yes,
through
a
that? Like,
100%. I think that would send him spinning. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
That would snap him right out of it so quickly. And then
I
I wouldn't
think
be
so
answering the
too.
phone. I wouldn't be answering no texts. I would be giving him the same energy that he gave me after that hospital called him, knowing full well I wasn't going through with it. Full well. I would be cooking up something just so diabolical because there's no way.
Yeah.
It's over a month at this point. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna annul the marriage just off of abandonment. It's been so long.
Right. And he mad with her because she's still living in the house. Where do you think she's supposed to go? You sure didn't take it with you.
Hello.
yeah,
She
Like that
called
makes
you.
yeah.
no
All you got is
sense.
Judas. You closing doors in her face. Like, I'm so over
I
Junior.
mean, Elsie, Chippy, instead of y'all getting y'all freak on every 5 days or 2 days or every day or whatever, I mean, I'm all for old people and love and shit, but why don't y'all go and talk to your son? Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't know
damn,
what they waiting on.
I don't know what they're
Yes,
waiting on either.
Blue Kimball is a lawyer in Black Hamptons, and he's a lawyer here. But I don't think that
Oh
Harris
yeah,
is
he
like
popped up.
completely gone. And I thought about that. I was like, okay, maybe he is going to be used to get Orlando and Vegas out. But LC goes to see him well before that. So it's like LC wants him to work on something else, and I can't figure out what is that other thing that LC initially is going to him for.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that, and wondering what in the world that happened to Harris.
Yeah.
It's like they're in the seventh episode, and it's like they been doing a bunch of nothing. It's like
Mm-hmm.
so much going on, but we still don't know nothing.
Yep. That's exactly what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna need you to have Tyler Perry seasons. You're gonna have to have 20 episodes, Carl. You don't get 10
Yeah.
episodes and then get the shuck and jive.
Right. There's what, 3 more episodes left,
Mm-hmm.
and we still don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, they keep teasing and teasing. Like, when's the action? Like, well, maybe
Right.
episode 8 will be the one where starts stuff to get really turned up. Like, I hope. I think
Mm.
that'll be the case. But still, like, where are the stakes? Like, for real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see
Not
Elijah
here.
again, though.
Oh
I
my
was
goodness,
Oh
happy to
it's
yeah,
see
it
so
was
good
nice
to
seeing
see.
Elijah back.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. They need to find something more serious for him to do, but I love seeing him 100%.
Well, the
Mm-hmm.
way it's looking, maybe he might be the end up being the new leader of the Brotherhood because I think Brother Minister about to be a pact. So
Mm,
he might be the new leader. That's probably what's gonna happen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
dang.
which is which is
It sucks, but
unfortunate.
it's a good story.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is a good story, but they need some action this week.
They
Something
do,
got to happen.
for sure.
yeah,
Because it's even being too many episodes with that Roman dude. Like, come on now, let's get to it.
Yeah, Roman keep
yeah.
calling people, asking for help, trying to get money. Every time he on the screen, he want to get money or he calling somebody. I'm glad we done
Right.
with him having sex with people, but like, sir, do something else.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and him and his homeboy was just dumb. First of all, why you leave your homeboy there to finish the job when you already know he's scary? He
You
ain't gonna do
know he's
nothing.
scary. Like,
Like what in the world? Then he
come on,
walking
I
around with
told
a
him to
man's
finish him.
watch.
It was
Brandon ain't
Mm-mm-mm.
never listened.
it was
Never.
poor planning. It was poor planning. It was poor everything. You got your homeboy killed. You go to this funeral. I'm waiting for this conversation.
No, no,
I'm pretty
no.
sure.
His homeboy got himself killed. I ain't gonna put that one on
Yeah.
Roman. I think his
Yeah.
homeboy got himself killed because he got into that hotel room acting a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Okay,
Then he
fine.
got a nerve to wear the watch. Like, what in the
That
world?
part.
Yeah.
Watch is
Well,
blinging
look,
like nobody's business, and he out here in the hood in a Walmart tee and some jeans with this watch on. Like, sir, relax.
Right.
okay, fine. I won't put that on a Roman, but he's gonna feel some type of I won't say guilt, but maybe some responsibility. And
Yes, he's definitely gonna feel that, but it ain't his
Yeah.
yeah,
fault.
right. But
Definitely not his fault.
I just think that's about to go down. I think in next episode we're gonna see Rio. I think I don't know if Lil Vegas coming with him, but if they go to this funeral to start some shenanigans, it could this
I'm
could
throwing
get
him
real
away. If
ugly.
they go to the funeral, I'm throwing him away.
Well, it looks like that's what's
Oh,
going
you
on.
Because
know they going to the
Sunday
funeral.
mornings, Sunday mornings and funerals are no goes in the hood. Like, so if they take their little Wonder Bread behinds to this funeral, I am throwing them away because that's ridiculous.
Well, they're about
Maybe
to.
they
I
just
mean,
gonna go to the funeral to kind of stalk it out to see if the guy gonna show up.
I
probably yeah. That's
hope
probably what I think
that
is gonna
Roman
happen.
pistol whips Rio's behind at this funeral. That's what I want. I want Rio to get everything that he's looking for.
Look, he's not like he's soft. This is a straight up certified shooter now. Like he
Is
can
he?
shoot. Like
Is he?
yes. I mean, he had he had Paris's bag in the first season. Remember how he pulled up in the dark doing clipping those two guys that was trying to kill her? Like it's not
Oh
like
yeah.
he's soft. So
Mm. Lil Vegas is soft as well, and he helped his mama.
Yeah.
Hey, Kay,
You know,
welcome.
everybody can't be hard. You know, Rio the party boy, but he's
He
still gonna
everybody
get stuff
can't be
done.
hard. That's that part. Be the person who makes the shot when the shot counts. When you running around here with
Right.
this gun cocked and tucked, basically running up on civilian. Brandon is a civilian. Roman might be about that life or like literally on the path to be about that life, but Brandon was a civilian. You're running down on civilians and their mamas. Like you're not bad, bro. You're really not tough.
Yeah, he's just a party boy, and is called when he's needed, and gets the job done when they need him to get it done.
He don't need to come up with no missions on his own. Angela says, "I want to see what happens
Mm-mm.
when Roman tries to give his mom his kidney." Yes, they need to get to
And
that
definitely don't need to
too.
drag Nevada into it.
That part. They should have put that into this episode. Like, why are we not back at the hospital with you coughing up this kidney? That's where you get to stay. You get a couple days in the hospital and you get to duck out whoever looking for you because you're trying to give up this kidney.
Right.
Brandon and Roman Dumb Criminal Chronicles. That's hilarious. I don't know, y'all, but I haven't read the books. And for anybody who has read the books, y'all, we don't talk about the book material here. I don't know how many siblings LC has. I feel like if I was to guess, he might have like 7. I feel like
Oh
Carl
wow,
keeps
is
trying
that
to
many of
create
them?
and. I feel like he's going to try to pull them out. Like I feel like New Orleans is not going to be the only spinoff,
Okay.
and I feel like Carl has left it open in this way so that he can create siblings whenever he needs to expand his family.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't read the books either.
It would be interesting if Elijah did have to kill the love of his life, mom, by often. You know what? That would be so interesting, but I need him to pull the trigger because it was barely her mama. Mm-hmm. Sasha ain't even like that lady. Sasha couldn't stand her. And then her getting Sasha's money when Sasha passed wasn't even enough. She goes and wages war on the rest of the Duncans and wants to become a maid woman all of a sudden. Put her
Right, that's
down,
crazy. All
Elijah.
that money you got, sit down somewhere.
Sit. Be happy. You was hollering
Live
and
your
hooping and
soft
hollering,
life.
screaming. Sasha got all that money. You was mad. Now you got it and you still mad. Girl, nothing's going to make you happy. Go ahead, Elijah, and do us all a favor. Please.
Yeah, she need to be living her soft life.
What else is there? Is that it? That's everything from the episode, y'all?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Oh, why do y'all think that Ruby called Antonio?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I got that gave me just a little bit of respect for Ruby, just a little bit, because
Mm.
I don't like Ruby. But I think she was just trying to pull the heat off of Orlando.
Mm. That makes
It's
sense.
the least she can do.
It is. It is.
And I'm
But I'm
like,
like,
okay, Ruby done took one for the team. All right.
that part. She's slowly on her little redemption arc and gaining my respect. That's fine or whatever. You
Hmm.
cute or whatever, sis. Um, I would hope if she was just trying to do that she would have ran. So then, or Antonio could have chased, and then they wouldn't be coming to Marquise's land. I feel like Marquise has to be involved because she wound up just going back to the villa. So
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the setup for the New Orleans franchise.
yeah, yeah, I could totally see that. That's a really great entry point, honestly.
Hmm.
And then to be doing this without Orlando knowing, and then he finds out, we'll give a cameo for him in the first season of that, like him having to go
Right.
there and all that. That would be cool.
Hmm.
Ruby wants to protect Orlando 100% now. In hindsight, after she had caused all this ruckus,
Right.
a mess. Well, all right, y'all. Is there anything else you want to add or share before we get ready to hop off of here?
That's it for me. Thank you for letting me join.
Of course. Thank you so much. Kofi, you still there? He probably had to step away. Well, y'all have a
Why did
great
Katie go
rest of
to
the
Vegas?
night. Why did
Oh
KD go
yeah,
to
Katie. I
Vegas?
did not. Katie got on my nerves with that. Why did he go to Vegas? Gonna corner him up in the
Well, I
little
think that
thing.
Orlando wasn't back yet. Like, y'all know that Orlando had been gone. And, like, Vegas was at the meeting at the very beginning of the season, and Orlando wasn't because he was back and forth to LA. So it was kind of like they changed hands a little bit indirectly without us getting like a formal scene in reference to that. So I think that KD knew to go to Vegas because Vegas was presented as like the number two to
But I felt like he was just snitching.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying in reference to why he didn't go to Orlando versus Vegas. He
Oh right,
100% was
instead of.
snitching. He
Mhm.
chose Vegas because Vegas was, when he got introduced, Vegas was also there in that person.
Right.
Where Orlando typically would have been. He wasn't in that, at that meeting.
Oh right, right.
Yep. Well, all right, y'all. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Have a good one.
Have a good day.
All right. So this one was a really quick live, but I'm glad that I was able to do it and y'all were able to join. We'll do one on Thursday this week at the regular time. So be on the lookout for that so that you can press the button so that YouTube will alert you when I go live. Also, I'm going to work on having my breakdown video up before we go live. And then I have a bunch of other videos, as I mentioned in my breakdown video, talking about various storylines. So be on the lookout for that and all of the family business conversation. Hopefully we start to get a little bit more as we come towards the end of the season. Unfortunately, they wait until the end to give us the action. But we got a lot for us to talk about and to unpack. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this the Family Business Live. Hit that like button before you get ready to get out of here. If you haven't already, subscribe. And I'm going to see you in my next one.